For this segment, the candidates will ask each other a question. The candidates will have 60 seconds to respond to the question. Give you a little time to think about it, but I'll preface it with this. Answer the question you are asked, not the question that you wish you were asked. Mr. McDonald, you'll be able to go first and ask Mayoral.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mayor, the question I have for you is that for the last number of years, we've seen enormous amounts of development. And yet we haven't kept pace with the amount of parkland we need. We haven't kept pace with the amount of schools we need. Debt has been rising. We've hung our hat on the AAA credit rating as if that's a sort of a way to suggest that we're doing well or planning well. We haven't done enough with affordable housing. We have these plans, but we haven't implemented them well. Some of them we haven't even put together yet. We haven't had targeted things. So we have lots of ideas on the table. So my question to you is, why should the voters of Alexandria elect you to another term? Even the President of the United States doesn't get this many terms.
Well, the President doesn't get this many terms because the President doesn't live in Alexandria. That's why. But the reality of it all is that, for all the things, Mr. McDonald, that you and a few folks in this community are raising Cain over and suggesting that everything is wrong, that we've been a failure at it. It's just the opposite. If you get out and be among the people in the community, if you go and attend events, and if you're all over the city like I am, and if you're even outside the city like I am, you hear from people that they're very pleased and proud. You even made reference a little while ago, people moving into the city, and that's what's driving our enrollment increase, as a matter of fact, and the fact that folks have confidence in our city, in our schools, that they're starting families. And you can't go anywhere without seeing pregnant moms, which I saw yesterday when I was participating in a yoga kids event at Mount Vernon Elementary Rec Center, and then you see strollers everywhere. Those are good signs that people are enjoying living in the city, and we're prospering, we're doing a lot of good things. Again, we still have a lot of work to do.
And Mayoral, ask Mr. McDonald.
Oh, geez. Well, I was going to ask him the question if he thought he was going to win on November 6th, but I don't want to go down there. But Andrew, again, Alexandria is a very good city, and we've accomplished a lot. The question I was asked of council members earlier was whether or not the position of city, how much more time should office hours be set aside, dedicated for members of city council? I would like to hear your response to that.
Well, I think, yes, I think it would be nice. The difficult part about the city council is it's a part-time job, part-time pay, but it's full-time responsibility. And when I served on the city council, I took it as a full-time job. And of course, we have kind of a conundrum here, because we sort of expect people either to have enough money to run or have somebody else to support their running or whatever. What we really want is a city council that's effectively involved with their community, and I think office hours is certainly one of the things we should do. But I think we need to have we need to change the way we're working with the community as a whole, not just in office hours. And I think it's a more fundamental problem, and it's surfaced whether in the Beauregard plan on the West End or in the waterfront, where the community wants to be involved but doesn't feel like they're really getting heard. So I think office hours are a great thing to do, but I think it's a much more fundamental problem we have to address.
Our next question, I received this from a longtime Delray resident and an avid reader of Delray Patch. There's a lot of talk about getting developers in the city to do more, and about helping businesses in Alexandria by reducing or removing rules and regulations they must operate under. Why is it not hypocritical to ask more of developers but less of businesses? We'll start with you, Mayoral.
Why is it not to ask more of developers versus businesses?
Yes,
well,
but less of businesses.
But less of businesses. Yeah. Well, I think the reality of it all is that everybody, whether you're a business, you're a citizen, taxpayer, owning a resident here, and or if you're a property owner developer, that we all have a responsibility to contribute to the growing success of this great city. And we just had discussion at the council meeting this past Saturday relative to moving forward in the city's citywide public arts policy, and asking our developers to step up to the plate to, again, under a voluntary contribution arrangement like they already do for open space, like they already do for affordable housing contributions, that they step forward and provide funding for public art to make certain that that's part of their property in terms of development properties. But we get all kinds of different things from developers through the special use permit process when projects come in, and I think it's the right thing to be doing, asking the developers, because after all, they're making an investment, they're getting a return on their investment, and our citizens ought to benefit as a result.
Mr. McDonald.
Well, I think it's sort of it's two things really going on here. One is that we want development wherever it is in the city to generate revenues and things and benefits for all of us. So it's not just a matter of asking one developer to do, to do more necessarily, though I think that is part of the issue. It's making sure that the development we have, wherever it is providing revenue for the whole city, such that we can do the other things we need to do in other parts of the city. And in that sense, if we do that carefully, I think we'll get a much greater return on our investment. I think we're basically saying to developers right now, you tell us how you want to develop, and then we'll sort of try to fill in the gap. We're not really clearly enunciating and figuring out what all the things are that we need from development. And of course, if you're a small business person and you're being asked to pay a lot more fees in Old Town to get a license and everything because we want to have a fee-based structure, maybe that's not kind of fair. And again, it illustrates this point. The revenue from development should go to the general fund and benefit us all.